Saving Grace is that Sarah was recorded and Dreams was recorded and Goldest Woman, the songs that are such a part of my life that I love. The Saving Grace is that my music is a cross. The reason for Belladonna was to get a little bit more of that out because I could have the space, the room to put a few more things. I'm not a pushy person. You know, I wish there was a way I didn't ever have to tell.
Hello everybody, John with vynyly here, and welcome to another 5 on Friday, where we choose one album from the collection and we tell you 5 things, 5 quick facts you may not know about it. The album we're talking about today, the debut solo album from Stevie Nicks, Bella Donna. A little picture there of Stevie with a white parrot. That is not a white-winged dove. That's a parrot. Anyway, picture on the back of Stevie looking all mystical, as she is known to do. And here is a shot of the inner sleeve, lyrics on the inner sleeve. Really, really nice little album package. So here we go, 5 on Friday, Stevie Nicks, Belladonna. Number 1. This album was released on July 27th, 1981, and reached number 1 on the Billboard Top 200 in September of that year. The album spent 3 years on the Billboard Top 200. The album was recorded in 1979 and 80, in between sessions for Fleetwood Mac albums, Rumors, and Tusk. So it was in between those two. And you can kind of tell based on some of the lyrics here. For example, the song Think About It was written for Christine McVie. And if you look at the lyrics of that song, it makes a lot of sense based on all of the craziness and conflict that happened, that was documented on Rumors. All the internal strife of the band. The lyrics to Think About It on Belladonna make a whole lot of sense. Number 2, the cover photograph for Belladonna was taken by photographer Herbert W. Worthington III. Now you may ask yourself, or assume, there was a Herbert W. Worthington Sr. or Herbert W. Worthington Jr., but there was not. Herbert Worthington decided to add the third on his own, and so he is Herbert Worthington III, even though there are no juniors or seniors. Anyway, as a photographer, he's really well known for doing the cover for Fleetwood Mac's Rumors, and he also did, among other things, of course, he also did Stevie Nicks' follow-up to Belladonna, The Wild Heart. Number 3, the song Stop Dragging My Heart Around was written by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. It was a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers song, in fact. It was recorded with producer Jimmy Iovine by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And Iovine, who happened to have been in a relationship with Stevie Nicks at the time, wanted Stevie to give it a shot. So what they did was they took basically the finished track recorded by the Heartbreakers, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and brought it over, and Stevie just sang over top of the finished track, and they kind of mixed it in and made a duet out of it.
When I first met Tom, Jimmy Iovine said something to me because I said, well, you know, I really love to sing with Tom. And he said, there's never been a woman on a Heartbreaker album. And I went, And I talked to Tom's wife, Jane, who is a real good friend of mine, and I said, Jane. And Jane said, before I ever said anything, Jane said, hey, we worked this out. She said, I'll talk to Tom, you know, you talk to Jimmy, we'll just... And Jane and I really had it figured out long before Tom had any idea that we were scheming. And we did scheme, and we really did do a little bit of scheming because I knew it would be good, and I knew it would be fun, and I knew Tom would enjoy it. And it's not like I'm not joining their band or anything. They don't have to, you know. I'm not a part of the Heartbreakers. I'm not anything to them except a friend. But every once in a while we can do something like sing Inside Her and Stop Dragging My Heart Around and give everybody a little extra moment of real truth, magic, because it kills me. And I figure if it knocks me out that much, it has got to have an effect on them.
Number 4, the song Leather and Lace was written by Stevie Nicks, originally for Waylon Jennings. It was to be included on a duet album with Waylon Jennings and Jesse Coulter called Leather and Lace. Oddly enough, Nicks' song Leather and Lace was not included on the album Leather and Lace. So anyway, Stevie Nicks took the song herself, recorded a duet with Eagles singer Don Henley, and the song reached number 6 on the charts. If you are interested in framed versions of your favorite albums, head on over to vynyly.com. Take a look at what we have over there, vynyly.com. Take a look. Number 5. Edge of 17 has kind of become Stevie's signature song. The history of that song is really interesting. So she was having a conversation with Tom Petty's first wife, Jane, and Jane said that she and Tom met at the age of 17. But Jane had a very strong Southern accent, and Stevie heard that as the edge of 17. So she said, hey, Jane, I'm going to write a song for you, and I'm going to use that phrase. I'll credit you as inspiration. Later on, however, she was pretty deeply affected by John Lennon's assassination in December 1980 and the death of her uncle from cancer during the same week. So the song we know today is really more inspired by those situations. The opening line, which is super famous, of course, actually came from a menu. In a Phoenix restaurant in 1980, she was reading the menu and she read these lines. The white-winged dove sings a song that sounds like she's singing "Oh, oh, oh." She makes her home here in the great Seguro cactus that provides shelter and protection for her. So I'm kind of glad Stevie used her better judgment and used only the first sentence of that little phrase, the menu entry. But that's where the first line of the song comes from, a Phoenix restaurant menu. And by the way, the guitar part, the famous guitar riff in that song, was kind of inspired by a Police song called Bring On the Night. Stevie also says that the white-winged dove represents a spirit leaving the body on death, and that some of the lyrics were inspired by her. She was inspired to capture the experience that she went through leading up to her uncle's death. So that's this week's 5 on Friday. Thanks again for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day, everybody.